What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This was terrible. I, I did clones. I did designer. I haven't done cheapy, which won't include the clones. But we're doing keep only 10 niche fragrances for life. 2025 edition. Ever so often, every year or so, I revamp this because I always got some cool shit coming in and out the collection. And stuff. Some stuff will get bumped. And it's like, oh, maybe I wouldn't keep you for the rest of my life. If I had to, I would maybe keep you. And man, this was the hardest one. This was harder than designer, and I got way more designers than I do niche. I'm mainly a designer guy, but this was absurd. So if you see something that you assumed I would have here, take a breath. It's okay, because some people like freak out in the comments. At least that's how it reads. Even if you don't think you're freaking out, it reads like you're freaking out, because it's all good in the hood, right? But if I'm only keeping 10 here today on April 24th, 2025, these are the 10 based on my taste. I look at what would I want to wear the rest of my life if that was to actually come to fruition, and today was the day that it's just these 10. So let's dive into it. Stay tuned. Now, with that said, one per brand. There's no two Manceras on here or anything like that. Of course, there's a Mancera and a Montal. Big Pierre Montal fan. But there isn't two Manceras, and the one I picked is probably going to surprise you. But maybe it won't. This one won't surprise you, because this is top 5 in my collection, which tomorrow I'll be doing the top 20 in my collection, which, oh my God, I thought this was difficult. I've been thinking about this one for days. Top 20 in my collection, to do that one every year or so. It's been requested too. It's like, man, that's going to be, I might have to do 30. Anyways, Vertus Vanilla Oud. I have raved about this one ever since Justin introduced me to it in Chicago a couple of years ago, and I fell in love with this fragrance. Dedrick as well. Shout out to my guy Dedrick. He raves about it. It's a burnt vanilla, smoky vanilla, saffron spiced, slightly funked oud. It comes across a bit boozy. It's just so resinous and warm and spicy, and it's just rich in character. Yeah, it's a rich smelling profile, but it's just rich in character. And this one fluctuates. Like, I've even seen it pop up in the past for like $9,500, but like the 115 to 125 range is kind of the sweet spot where you can find it. And I got to tell you, that's a great price for this fragrance. Even the 150 range, I paid like 150 for this. No qualms seeing people get it for 115 after, when it started becoming more readily in stock, after maybe a little bit of the hype we kind of generated killed down a little bit. But oh my God, special occasions, cooler weather. It's not something that I reach for all the time, which goes for a lot of these because I hold them in such high regard. I want it to be a slightly more special occasion when I wear them. And this is one of those fragrances. Great performer, intoxicating sillage. It's not a super challenging oud. There's just enough funk to give it a little bit more of that niche characteristic that we're looking for. It's a niche fragrance, turn that nose up. It's niche. It's a parfum. So, yeah, this is one of those, at least to me. So if I'm keeping 10 for life, no doubt about it, Vertus Vanilla Oud is in there. Now with this one, it's my number 2 from the house, but I had to look at it as, if I'm only keeping one from this house, which one would I want to wear more often? And for Parfums de Marly, even though Cologne's my favorite, because I just find it so different, it's an oddball. I wear Leighton more now, and if I could only keep 10, I'd want to wear Leighton more. I just think Leighton's one of the greatest men's creations of all time. That mentholic, fruity, spiced apple, woody vanilla, this is beautiful. I've always loved this one. It's fantastic. The wife's a big fan. I've gotten many compliments from random people over the years. Not that that's a big selling point for me, but who doesn't like when they get told they smell really good when they're into their fragrance, right? Like, you're into fragrance. What the hell else would you be watching this video for if you weren't like really into fragrances, right? You got to be really into fragrances to go watching fragrance freaking recorded review videos, right? Come on now. let's be real with ourselves. We're not just fly-by-nights here that are in this video. Both me and you're really the fuck into this, and I respect it, because I am too, obviously. But great performer, unique DNA. Everything that smells like it smells like this. Not this smells like those. This got copied, duplicated, twisted, designers made versions of. It's just, yeah, you know you're making a mark when every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to make their twist on your DNA. Not to the Creed Aventus level, but nonetheless, if you haven't tried this, you should, and this is one of those fragrances. Regular viewers have heard me say this, because I get asked about, do you like this Layton clone better? What about Detour Noir this? This is one of those fragrances that I've smelled handful plus of really good inspired versions of Layton. But I'll never sit here and say, you know what? One of these clones are good enough. Don't bother with Layton, because I don't believe that. I believe this is one of those ones that you should experience, and if you really like it, don't go seeking an almost version of it. Just save your money. Skip a Middle Eastern haul or two this paycheck. Wait 2 or 3 paychecks, whatever your financial situation is, and just buy a damn bottle of Layton. It's that good. None of the clones give the magic of the wearing experience of the actual fragrance. So if I'm keeping one from PDM, it's Layton. Now this is another one with Creed. My favorite Creed is Aventus Cologne. Specifically, we got 3 Aventuses. We got Aventus, Absolute Aventus, and Aventus Cologne. I think Aventus Cologne is one of the most versatile fragrances, masculine fragrances ever created. Quality, impactful, good performance, multi-seasonal, multi-situation, just hyper level of versatility meets quality, right? But I live at the beach, and I'm not moving anymore. I've lived in Louisiana most of my life. I lived in Texas for 4 years. I lived in Colorado for 3 years. I've been in Florida for almost 2 years. A few more months, it'll make 2 years. And this is the final landing place. We're buying a home here next year. I'm staying by the beach. What's the ultimate beach fragrance in this mind? Maybe not in yours. The goat of the coconuts, Virgin Island water. Yes, I love me some Coconut Lagoon. I love Coconut Lagoon. It's my favorite cheap fragrance. I wear this thing every week. I got to shave tonight. This is going to be in the rotation. Whatever I wear during the day is going to go right here. And then this shave soap, aftershave splash, and this fragrance will be right there in the rotation. I just soon leave it right there, because that's where the hell it's going to end up. I wear that shit every week. But, and I mean a strong, big, juicy, thick but. This is special. This is the greatest coconut fragrance ever created. It's an island in a bottle, Virgin Island water. It's juicy lime, sugary, boozy, pina colada, creamy, rum, juicy yellow florals, just a touch of warmth. It's immaculate. I love it too much to not pick it. If I'm just going to keep one from Creed, and I live at the beach, right? I don't think I need to say anything else. If you've never tried this, you should. It's another one. There's a ton of stuff that's in the realm of it, but ain't none of them Virgin Island water. Okay, this may surprise some of you, because I love Nishane. And there's a lot of home run fragrances there. That's a great house. If you haven't explored anything from Nishane, boy, for in the anywhere from 70, especially this line, 70 to 150 range, there's so much for you to explore from discounters. Get discovery sets. Nishane is such an amazing, amazing house. But the one that literally the first time I smelled it, I had to hold back from saying 10 out of 10, because I've only ever given 2 10s. One of them's in this video. I've only ever given 2 10s. And believe it or not both of my 10 out of 10s are not in here. Isola Blue is not in here. Believe it or not, I don't have a Raja Dove fragrance in here. I know, it was so freaking hard. But this blew me away. I had to give it a 9.5, because I hold the 10 sacred. I'm not like your other favorite content creator where if I like it, it might get a 10. Hell no. That shit's so rare. But a 9.5 is my 10s. It always has been. This is Nishane Safran Colognise. Warm weather leather. This is juicy bright citron, spicy saffron. This brightens. It's super effervescent citrus with fiery hot spice that doesn't weigh it down or make it a heavy wear or too warm for the high heat, with a fuzzy suede accord. It has that earthy, woodsy vetiver of the original Colognise, which this you can get around $80 to $90 from discounters. This is, and I quote, one of the best sub $100 luxury fragrances money can buy, in my opinion. It's an above average performer. It's not a beast. 8+ hours in longevity. It's really strong in the first hour and a half or so, going into 2 hours. But it's a leather fragrance for the hot dog days of summer. Fuzzy suede leather, fiery hot citrus, saffron, citron. There's other notes, but this is the main things that stick out to me. It's so captivating. It's even got a little bit of an astringent, like musky funkiness to it. That's that suede accord mixing with that somewhat, let's call it semi-earthy vetiver, because it's not like a super dirty vetiver. It's not heavily earthy, but there's an earthy tone to it. This is such a unique composition. It's just mind-boggling to me every time I smell it. It's like, at first it's like, that's a weird smell. Why do I like it? And then it's like, it's so addictive at the same time, where it's captivating and I want more. Like that spray in the air, it's like, why do I like this? And then after another split second, the next thought is, because it's so unique and just refreshing in a world of redundancy, which is the perfume world, to have something so unique. At least I've never smelled anything even close to it, especially for the money with the quality. It's just, it's incredible. So if I'm keeping one from Nishane, it's not Oolong Cha, it's not Ani, it's not Hachivat, it's not any of these amazing fragrances I have from them. It's Safran Colognise. Now, this should not be a surprise. It's my favorite tobacco fragrance, has been for years. This is the newest version of it. You know, I'd be fine with keeping the EDP. That's a monster performer too. But we're going with Argos Triumph of Bacchus Extrait, namely because of this beautiful plate. This bottle's prettier because I have the original bottle style, which was gorgeous. Work of art before. But even more artistry and detail has gone into their bottles over the years. This is all hand-painted enamel, little jewels set. Has the better atomizer and cap, glass stopper, all the good stuff. Fruity, peach apple, warm, super warm, boozy rum, not over the top sweet, warm amber, a lot of amber. That color's fitting. It's a natural juice color. Super ambery, rich tobacco that's not over the top earthy. Nuclear performer, highly complimented, just put a smile on your face kind of stuff. It's my favorite boozy fragrance. It's my favorite tobacco fragrance. It's my favorite boozy tobacco fragrance. Two different genres and the combo. It's my favorite of. Of course I had to pick this. It's that good to me. It is that good to me. Strongly encourage you get a sample of this. Again, if I'm keeping stuff for life here, Triumph of Bacchus Extrait is going to be in there. Now here's where it gets interesting, because I've been praising Cédrat Boisé for years, and I still do. And technically, if you look at my top 40 that I did last year, my 1 and 2, my 1A and 1B is Cédrat Boisé and Intense Cédrat Boisé. It's not here. Because when I really thought about it, it goes back to the I live at the beach. What do I wear more? What do I talk about more? What did I put more hype on? What bottle did I put my name on more? Cédrat Boisé or French Riviera? The answer is French Riviera. I have to have it. It's my favorite fresh fragrance from the brand. And again, I live at the beach. So if I'm keeping a Mancera, doesn't one of the ones more appropriate to my setting make the most sense? Not that Cédrat Boisé wouldn't work. Intense, much more situational. It's heavier, it's spicier, it's nuclear performing. What a vibe. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. The reason I love it so much isn't because it's the most unique aquatic of all time. It's got the floppy white flower, tiare flower, that creamy white floral smell, not super powdery, a little touch of powder. Not a super salty aquatic accord, but it's very aquatic and watery. Just a little pinch of salt in there. It's not like salty marine like a Bulgari Aqua Atlantique. It's not that kind of saltwater accord or light blue intense. It's not that. It's a fresher accord. Citruses, clean musk, soft wood. It's a laid-back vibe kind of fragrance. Really good longevity. Not too in-your-face, overwhelming, loud. It just... Man, this is good. We're going to spray it. This is laying on a hammock type of shit. Yeah, this is in the shade, not out in the sun cooking. This is in the shade. This Hawaiian shirt, bucket hat, flip-flops. Some board shorts, maybe. Yeah. When I really gave it some thought, I'm keeping one from Mancera. I got to factor in I live at the beach. And it's the one I talk about the most. It's the one I like to wear the most. I can't wait to get it back in my rotation this year. We're keeping French Riviera. Now, on that same note, flip side, we're talking Montal. You would think with the prerequisites on why I kept that specific Mancera, you'd be like, well, that's going to apply with Montal too. No. Now I'm going with what I deem to be the most interesting of my Montal fragrances. Because Herbal Aquatica would have probably applied here if I'd have had the same philosophy on the Montal that I did on the Mancera. Herbal Aquatica is mint aquatic herbapora. It's amazing. I strongly encourage you to try that fragrance. It's better than herbapora ever could hope to be. Ever, 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 ever. I'll die on that hill. But speaking of things that are better than something could ever be, Baccarat Rouge 540. Sensual Instinct is better than Baccarat Rouge 540 could ever, ever be. Oak Moss and Rich Jammy Rose with BR 540 sugary sweetness. Oh my damn. I bought it on a whim because I love twists on BR 540. And when I got it, I was like, holy shit, that's his best fragrance in this brand. For me. You may not agree, because Honey Oud was the king of the mountain for the longest time for me. It got bumped to number 2. Herbal Aquatica's up there too. And then Fougere's Marine, Niche Tommy Hilfiger. I got some faves. Those of you who've been following along for a while, you know my favorites. Most of you anyways, I would think. But this shot up to number 1 as soon as I got it. I got it, 6, 7, 8 months ago. It's relatively recent. Worn it a few times. Love it. Crazy performer. I did get a few compliments in the couple of times. I've worn it since. And yeah, super thick rose. It smells more like an earthy patchouli, even though they list oak moss. Earthy green nonetheless, with BR 540 sweetness. Beautiful. I think it's perfectly unisex. There's just as much masculinity to this as there is femininity. So I think it's perfectly unisex. So you got jammy rose, thick rose, BR 540, but you got a lot of earthy green. A lot of earthy green that reels back that femininity. So fellas, if you were like, BR 540 is just too feminine for me, get a sample and try this one. As long as you're like rose, gotta like rose, because there's a lot of rose here. Less is more as well. This stuff, crazy strong. We're keeping one from Montal, of course. And it's going to be Sensual Instinct. This was not as difficult as it may sound with what I'm about to say, because I'm going to make it sound like it was more difficult because it was a no-brainer. It's like, yeah, of course it's this. But I mean, I literally wore rosé a couple of days ago. My Zaharoff choice, right? This is the greatest rose fragrance I've ever smelled. This is such a love. This is a top 5 in my collection fragrance, and it didn't make it. It didn't make it because I got to be honest with myself here. Just like I got to be honest with you guys. Seraphim Blue. This came out last summer. It's the following spring. It hasn't even been a year, and I've done that to this bottle. I've got over 2,000 bottles. I'm always getting new stuff, whether it's sent to me or 70% of the stuff I get, 70-80% I buy. I'm always testing new things. I don't get to reach back in my collection a whole lot. I make an effort to on certain things in certain seasons. I had to make myself stop wearing this so much so I could spend more time with other fragrances to do reviews on. The dent does not lie. I've got almost half of this bottle gone in less than a year. Do you know how long it takes me to go through a half a bottle of anything? Almost 30 ml. It's a 60 ml bottle. Can you really fathom that? The last bottle I emptied was a 30 ml bottle of Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. That took me like 6 fucking years. And I love Tommy. That's my childhood favorite fragrance. I've been through like 8 bottles of that. And not just 30 mLs, like 100 mLs and 50 mLs. And I got a 50 ml open now. Because I go through spurts of wearing it a lot. I got to make myself tone it back with this one so I can spread the nose around a bit more. It's a soft, powdery Florentine iris. It's a minty aquatic, bright minty eucalyptus, crisp apple, slight creamy coconut, fresh bright green cypress, clean musk. It's not a super sweet fragrance. It's got some seaweed mixed with these sea notes. Minty, aquatic, floral, coastal, breezy. Just, oh my God, this is my favorite fragrance. And fools will say, oh, it's bias. He's your best friend. That's not bias. That's proof in the pudding right there. You know what I mean? I can't stress enough, try this. If you have similar taste to mine. There's people that swear it's a 10 out of 10. This is one of my only two 10 out of 10s. And I normally don't give a rating to George's fragrances because, yes, he's my friend. So I normally don't rate his stuff. I just break it down for you because I'm part of the testing process on all his creations. I break it down for you in a review, and I never rate them. I had to rate this one because it's like, this is the perfect fragrance for me. Some of you may look at it as a 7. It's pretty good, but it ain't as good as TLTG says because we're all different. But for me, of course, this was going to be here. I hate to not have rosé. You don't understand. It literally like hurts my heart. Palpitations, skip a beat kind of stuff to not have rosé in here because I love it that much. But we're not having two from one brand in here. And for me, it's signature Seraphim Blue from Zaharoff. Got to have a Xerjoff, right? And for me, I prefer this to Silver Mountain Water. I prefer this to the Gentle Womo Flanker. We've got Mefisto. This is my favorite Xerjoff. There was no gun to my head. You know, I'd wear my second favorite from the brand more like a few other ones, like Virgin Island Water and Leighton were. Yeah. Inky, metallic citrus, soft, soapy, meets slightly powdery iris and rose, sharp musk. It's aquatic. My wife goes gaga when I wear this one. Great warm weather fragrance that can be a signature scent year round as well. Good performer. Not the highest quality fragrance from them because of the sharpness and the metallic accords and stuff like that. It gives a little bit more of a synthetic feel, but it's not really. It doesn't smell cheap like if you compare it to like say a Club de Nuit Sillage and you'd be like, oh God, this makes that smell like a 50-cent fragrance. But out in the air, Sillage is amazing. I put the stamp of approval on that one too. But yeah, I gotta have this. No two ways about it. I got several Xerjoff fragrances I'm a big fan of. My Xerjoff collection has grown exponentially. I'm in the teens with bottles of that. I love Xerjoff. This is the favorite. If I'm keeping 10 niche, I've got to have my bottle of Mefisto. And last, some of you were like, I know he's got to have Mind Games on here. Yeah, I do. And one you're expecting is here. Because I tossed around the idea of Mentor. Don't get me wrong, because Mentor blows me away. It's between Mentor and this, and people that were expecting to see this know the reasons I say that. Some of you have no idea which fragrance I'm about to show. But like I said, people that watch on a regular basis, people that are in my live chats, you know we're about to talk about French Defense. The greatest cherry fragrance on the market, in my opinion. This is another one that I have to fight from giving a 10 out of 10. 9.5. Boozy, warm, spiced cherry. This one's going on the skin a little bit. I can taste it. Just that little half a little spritz. I want to kiss on my neck smelling this shit. That's how good it is. I'm not being dramatic. I'm having fun, obviously, and being animated, but it brings the emotion out of me. Some of these fragrances, like this is 10, like the 10 niche I would keep as of today if I could only keep 10. So naturally, they're going to bring the emotion out of me. This was always going to be a very animated video because these are fragrances I feel very strongly and passionately about. This is so fucking good. Now, I warn you. I warn everybody when I talk about this because this is expensive as shit. Hundreds of dollars for a bottle. If you're going to buy a sample, please know that there's a real possibility if you're not the type to drop $300-400 on a bottle on a normal, like you normally like buy $50 to $100 fragrances, like stepping out for you is $150-160. And I'm not throwing shit. I get it. I don't like to spend more, like 200 is like my max I like to spend. I like to keep it in the 50 to 150 range myself. I prefer to do that. You could smell great for that kind of money, right? If you're going to get a sample of this, just understand that there's a legitimate possibility that you might be like, you might feel so strongly, like you're seeing here, about this fragrance. You're like, son of a bitch, how am I going to explain this $350 purchase to the wife? she's going to kill me if I drop this on one fragrance, but I got to have it. Maybe if I let her smell it first, she'll understand. That's what's going to start fucking with your head, okay? And it's not going to be all of you. Some of you will sample and be like, he's great. No, this ain't. Hell no. I go back to that again because everybody's different. But for the most part, that seems to be the feedback I've gotten from others that have given it a shot. I'm not a big cherry fragrance guy. A lot of them smell like cough syrup or they're full of florals like Tom Ford Lost Cherry. It's way too feminine for me. Mancera Wild Cherry smells like Robitussin. It's terrible. It's one of the Manceras I just can't stay. It's awful. Now we got Mancera Cherry Cherry. I'm hoping that's going to be better. I will get that at some point this year. That and Fig Me Up before you guys bring it up. I know they're on the radar. But if you're looking for cherry, this is boozy cherry. Just enough warmth and spice. I think it's perfectly unisex. Believe it or not, I do think it has a little touch of masculinity to it. I think this is an even better date night fragrance for the fellas to wear in the relationship than the lady, but this is a couple's fragrance at the end of the day. Both you and your lady can enjoy it, but fellas, I warn you, if you end up with a bottle with this, she is going to steal your shit, so be wary. She's going to steal your shit. She may love how it smells on you, but beware of her spraying it on herself, because that might go from your shelf to her shelf. So naturally, I had to keep this one. I had a lot like this emotion to go through for this fragrance. That's I intentionally put it last because of what I had to say. Because it's the most expensive fragrance here besides Virgin Island Water. But even then, you can get Virgin Island Water from discounters cheaper than this. So this comes with a disclaimer. Because yeah, it was sent to me a while back. But the picture I paint for you with a sample is what I know I would go through, because I normally don't drop $350, $400 on a fragrance. I've only dropped over $300 on a bottle a few times. Very few times. So I basically told you how I am. So I warn you, basically, because had I tried it first, I still would have ended up having to buy a bottle, because I believe it is that good. This is one that weaseled its way into my top 5. It's too good not to be. And you'll see my top 20 within the next video or two. And you'll see the top 5 will be the top 5. So I have to have it. I have to keep it. It's that good. It is Mind Games French Defense. Well, this was long as shit because of the tangents. I apologize. Some people will see however long this is for 10 fragrances and keep it moving and not click because they have very short attention spans. And they think you can really break down your thoughts on 10 fragrances in 5 minutes. You know, a 5 to 10 minute top 10, that's not really giving a lot of detail in my opinion, unless you put it at 3 times speed. Anyway, so I had a lot to say. I appreciate those of you that made it through. I'll try to have everything linked below if you want to check any of these out. This shit's going to be pricey. Some of these are pretty affordable, but a lot of these are pricey, so buy at your own risk. The links are there just for convenience. You don't feel like you got to buy anything just because I'm speaking so passionately about these. You don't have to buy nothing to watch these videos. I just appreciate you spending some time with me. So make sure to like and subscribe before you leave. See you on the next one.